Hello. Good evening, guys. How are you doing today? I'm sure you've all had an exciting day because I absolutely have. Yes, it's been an exciting day in the market, and yeah, I've made some progress. And when I said progress, you should know I'm talking about profit. All right, yeah, it's been a good day. So, welcome to the episode 49 of our Forex Light sessions. And today we'll continue what we always do, of course, trying to improve our knowledge about the forex market and, of course, to make some money for ourselves in the forex market. Okay, so as you know, our currency pair is gold. We deal on gold currency pair. So that's what we have for ourselves. I'm seeing quite an interesting pattern here. Many of us that are already used to the environment will be familiar with what this pattern is. All right, let me just quickly show. Let's show those of us that are still new, and let's make it clear for everybody to see. Okay, so let me use the tool to draw the pattern and call it exactly what it is. All right, this is the left shoulder of the pattern. This is the head of the pattern, and this is the right shoulder of the pattern to make what they call an head and shoulders pattern. It's quite a beautiful pattern, and it's, of course, as you can see, it's a reversal pattern. All right, market was going on an uptrend, and it formed a head and shoulder pattern, and that indicates that there's a strong likelihood of the market to return to a downtrend. In fact, the downtrend more or less already played out. All right, it's more or less already played out because the neck is the most important part of the head and shoulder. The neck, and as you can see, this is the neck. That is the line that you draw across the two lower parts in between the pattern. All right, that is the lower part connecting the left shoulder and the head shoulder, which is this one, and then the lower part connecting the right head shoulder, the head and the right shoulder, which is this. So when you draw a line to connect these two parts, that is your neckline. Right, when the line goes across, you have your neckline, and it happens to be in this area that we've already identified as a zone. So this zone is our neckline, and once price breaks below that zone, then that is the entry for your head and shoulders pattern. That is the entry for your head and shoulders pattern. And for your exit, you'll be looking at taking the pattern. This will be the projected distance of movement. All right, so we're expecting the pattern to get all the way to this point. All right, so we're expecting this price to still somehow find its way into this area. All right, although it's already at a solid it's already in a powerful zone, already in a powerful support area. So but ideally this is the target. This is the target for this setup. So that's that for what we can see in front of us right now. Yeah, apparently when this was playing out, I did not notice this formation. You know, I did not notice it because I was too focused on what I expected, or should I say what I wanted the market to do. I was looking at the market going up. I was paying attention to a buy pattern, to a buy setup. So that made me, I would say, lose sight of what is so obvious on my chart, and you guys are basically the one showing me because I only saw it when I logged on to do this session. And that's the beauty of helping others. Right? That's the beauty of helping others and showing others the way. Personally, I tend to like do better. I tend to do better on the chart when I'm showing you guys, right? Compared to if I'm just by myself. But of course, that doesn't take away the place it doesn't take away the place of what I do on my own by myself, because that is the foundation of me being here right now. Without what I've done on my own, in silence on my own, in secret, I will not be in a position, all right? I won't be in a position to do the session for you guys. So I think that's enough value for today's session. Head and shoulder pattern. Yeah, it's a reversal pattern, and we've seen the entry. Right now, as well as we saw this when it was playing out. Okay, so let's work with that. Let's do something about that. If we found this when it was playing out, okay, this is our neckline. You can see, okay, so our neckline. All right. So if we cut this when it was playing out, then we will have been waiting for this. And see the market kind of paused at this neckline area. It's paused for a while, and then it broke it. It broke the neckline area at this with this candle, right? We broke it with this candle. So we'll be looking at entering the market just after this. Right? We'll be looking at entering the market below this. Now, because I love a good I love a good stop order. All right. What I would do is I will go to a lower time frame. I would go to a lower time frame, in fact, even before it breaks out, because I can catch the breakout faster and earlier on a lower time frame compared to a higher time frame. So this is our neckline here. All right, this is our neckline, and we're looking at this candle as the one that broke the neckline area. So I'm looking at joining the market at this point. All right, so if I'd cut this when it happened, I would have set my entry here, and my stop loss would have been here. Now this, hear me guys, hear me guys. So I would have taken my take profit now, because even though okay, let me draw it out first of all before I go ahead to explain what I'm thinking and what I would have done. All right, so this should have been my take profit for this trade. Now this is one trade. All right, I'll take this as one trade, but it doesn't mean this is the only trade I will take in. Okay, good. So another option, or should I say another? Further, I'll probably do two other trades with this one. All right, I'll tell you guys why that is so, because I must have noticed this as well. This strong area as well. Right, I've noticed this strong area because you can see the foundation of that area. This is it. All right, this is it. So this was a powerful resistance at this time. All right, it was a powerful resistance at this time, and right now it is working as a powerful support. That is essentially how the market operates. All right, the previous ceiling becomes the present floor. The present floor becomes the present ceiling. Right, so this was a powerful resistance here, and now it is surely going to become a powerful support. So I would have taken my TP1 to this point, right? I would have taken my TP1 to this point. Okay, good. That is still a good risk reward ratio of 1 to 3. Now, that aside, another thing that I need to mention here is this. The ideal okay, this is the ideal target price for this setup, all right? But then the ideal entry for this setup would be either this. In fact, this is not even the ideal entry. This is not even the ideal stop loss, because this could be a reasonable stop loss. But the ideal stop loss for this entry would have been at the edge. All right, the edge would be the ideal stop loss for this entry. Just beyond the edge would be the ideal stop loss for this entry. All right, and then of course our take profits will be where it is. All right, so this is the ideal status. This is the ideal setup. But then I'm confident. I'm absolutely sure that I wouldn't have taken this kind of trade. This is crazy. I mean, it's even less than 1 to 1 risk reward This is waste of money. So if I was going to even play it safe, I would have taken something around here. All right, something around here, but beyond this right shoulder would have been a bit more reasonable and a bit safer. All right, so I could have had three entries on this one, although I may not. Okay, what I would probably have done is just to be aware and see what happens. So, but this would have been a safer entry, but this are the two that I would take. I will take one, two, and then of course the third one, which is the infinite, right? I always have an infinite trade open. Yes, trade doesn't go infinite every time. In fact, you can take 10 trades and one will go infinite, all right? But it happens, all right? It happens, and you don't want to be in a situation whereby a trade goes infinite and you cut it off because you did not leave room for it and you basically lost the opportunity to maximize your profit. All right. Yes, it's going to reduce your gain. All right. The times that it did not go in your direction, but when it goes, it's most likely, you know, it will most likely, you know, cover all the losses you've made from having an infinite trade, and you will even make more eventually. So, and of course, depending on your goals, all right, your expectations and basically your story. Yeah, having an open trade, it's my one of my coaches call it like you don't want to limit your potential, you don't want to limit yourself, you don't want to limit your faith, all right, in your analysis. So I've learned to always have an extra trade after my standard ones where I have my TPs. So this is what would have happened on this trade. I would have made a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. That's all right. There's no point crying over spilled milk. Like I said, I didn't even notice this pattern this morning because I was so focused. I was so focused on other things. I was so focused on other things that I missed out pattern that was staring at me right in the face. And I think I will need to work on that. I need to work on that. Now, I've set this particular chart to my price trap strategy. This is where I'll be looking out for price trap opportunities. And then I think I'll probably set this one as my pattern, you know, pattern chart where I look out for patterns. But I can even do an indicator for pattern. You guys know we have indicators, right? We have indicators that can actually take care of that. Okay, let me show you something interesting. Let me show you an indicator that would have cut, that would have shown me that pattern. It's just that, first of all, well, for different reasons, you know, uh, people may choose not to use some of those indicators, or should I say, I have chosen not to use those indicators. My system is not in the mood to run fast right now, apparently. I wonder why. Because I don't have much running anyway. But let's try again one more time. So the indicators, are you gonna show us or not? Okay. I was gonna show you guys the indicator that will have automatically read this chart and identify that pattern for me. But apparently that is not planning to happen right now. Okay. Okay, finally, are you ready? It's probably the network. I don't like working with slow networks or slow systems or whatever is lagging. I can't relate, I can't I don't work well with lagging things, so I'm going to let's try one more time. If it doesn't respond as it should right now, then we'll call it a session. Okay, good. It's still not doing what I wanted to do, but at least it's better than not even making an attempt at all. All right, show us. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, good lord. It's not opening up. Okay, good. That is it. So you can see all candlestick patterns. So this would have okay good. All right. So we have triangle pattern. We have rectangle, double top, triple top. All right. Let me show you the one that would have worked for us. The head and shoulder chart pattern. Can you see? So this would have shown us that this particular pattern would have, all right, would have revealed that pattern for us even before we notice it. So let me delete this and see if this all pattern is going to raise it. It should. Okay, this is just purely candlestick patterns, not chart patterns. Okay, good. So the chart patterns, you can see they are one by one while the candlesticks are different. So that's why, okay, good. I think that's the reason why I don't use it, because we have so many patterns and I have to have an indicator for each of them. You know, that is not, yeah, that would take a lot of indicators running at the same time, which I'm not ready for. I guess that's why I don't do that. So that's that about that. Anyway, at least now you guys have an idea of opportunities of what you can leverage, what you can actually leverage and use for yourself. All right. So that'll be all for tonight. This session is packed with so much value, so much value. I'm happy that we had this session. We've seen the head and shoulder pattern. We've seen how to utilize it. All right, and then we've also learned some things about how we can help ourselves, how we can make life easier for ourselves on the chat. Even without yeah, basically through indicators. All right, so that'll be all for this session. Thank you for joining for this session. I'm happy to have you guys with me, and it's been a privilege, all right, to be a coach tonight. So have a good one. Take care and enjoy your night. Bye, guys.